is Fox News contributor Colonel Alan West. All right, Colonel, you just heard Jay and I, or probably Jay more than me. Colonel, talk to me. You got to give Jay credit, okay? He had everything working against him, headed down the wrong path, and he made a quick left turn.
No, I grew up in the inner city of Atlanta, Georgia, the same neighborhood as Dr. King, and so I have been in those situations. But look, I heard a lot of excuses coming from Jay. But the thing is, when you continue to have this failure of leadership, when you continue to have failure of policy in the inner city, when you continue to offer these excuses and young people don't see any consequences for the actions that they're taking, you're just going to exacerbate this situation. So now, I guess, according to Jay, the lesson learned is that something happens that you don't agree with, that you don't like, then you're justified, as the mayor said, to have space to go out and destroy. Baltimore looked like East Jerusalem, and those people who went out and committed arson, they should be held accountable for those crimes.
I mean, we all agree with that, Colonel. I mean, they have to be held accountable. But the question that I have is, given the fact that they have not been held accountable, is this a precedent establishing situation where everyone else is going to say, hey, I'm going to burn a few buildings, even though grandma's not going to be able to get her medicine out of CVS, and the business will never come back. The precedent is there.
The precedent is exactly being established in that it's basically Pavlovian. You are, accepting the most abhorrent of behavior. And furthermore, let's really look at the systemic problem here. It's a breakdown of the family in the black community. When you have a community that now has 72% out of wedlock birth rates, I applaud the one mother who went out there and rescued her son from that situation. Yeah, but Janine, let's understand this. Where was the dad that should have gone out there to get that son?
But you know what? We're not going to change that. You and I sitting here talking are not going to change that. Dad is gone. Mom is the one who's in charge. So what do we do?
Yeah, but we can't. But we cannot have subsequent generations where this continues to occur.
I agree.
We've probably lost 1 or 2 generations. So now the thing is, let's start stopping this and saying, what do we do to restore the black family? What do we do to restore better education? What do we do to make sure that these young people are going to work in their communities and not burning down their communities?
Do you know in that area, Colonel, that there's a 45% truancy rate in that area of Baltimore, in that small district? Kids don't even go to school. So who is responsible? The parents obviously are responsible, but if there's no one home, if mom is working 2 jobs, what do we do about this?
Well, it's a cultural thing that we have to do. If you go back to Ronald Reagan's administration, Art Laffer and Jap Kemp talked about urban economic empowerment zones. How do we create the right type of tax policies that enable capital to come back in and be reinvested in the inner city so that you can have small business growth? You think about at the turn of the century, Booker T. Washington had a 3-point agenda for the black community and the black person. He said it was about education, entrepreneurship, and self-reliance. And that is what we have to start restoring.
Okay. I want to ask you really fast, Alan. The kid ran for a few blocks. He was fine. He gets off the van. He's dead.
There is no doubt that we need to understand what happened between that time when he was running, he was apprehended, and when he was taken out of that van. But the greater thing that we have to discuss, Judge, is we have to prevent from Freddie Grays all across the United States of America, all across the inner cities, from having to be put in police vans, first and foremost.
Well, let's see if that can ever happen. Colonel Alan West, thanks for being with us tonight.